Is it your personal account or this is F.A.M.E's page? It is. Oh my goodness. We are back. Happy Monday to ya. If you're stopping by, thank you guys so much. This is the F.A.M.E Weekly Talk, and we do this every week. We have conversations, just cool conversations, learning things every day as we go along with some amazing individuals sharing their story with us. Of course, a part of the F.A.M.E movement, all right? Food, arts, music, and the environment. Every week we have a theme. Yes, we do. But listen, before I even tell you guys about the theme for this week, all right? Join me in singing. Well, no, I'm not really a good singer. But wishing our dear lovely Margaret, happy Earth Day to you. Yay! There you go. I wish you long life and happiness and true love and peace of mind and financial stability, good health, and all your heart's desire on your very special day. Yes, we're sharing it together with her, right? Sending love and light, of course. Yay, send all the hugs. We're going to receive them here tonight, all right? So, this week's theme, soulful, okay? So soulful indeed. We're going to be chatting with, the man who has you licking all 10 of your fingers, all right? We're going to be having a conversation with him indeed. Real Jamaican jerk. No fake Jamaican jerk, all right? Real Jamaican jerk. Reggie, my boy, we're going to have a conversation with him. And then we move on over to art. Listen, oh my goodness. We have a giveaway. Thank you so much. It is happening, all right? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Something Samarah, just Samarah. Yeah, she's going to be talking to us, all right? Telling us about her journey as well. And then we move on over to music. Oh, what a soulful voice indeed. We have Rochelle Griffith. She's going to be sharing her story with us as well. And then we head up into the hills. Let's have a conversation, all right? Well, hold on. Cocoa Hills Farm, all right? Cocoa Hill Farm. The owner, Mahmood Patel, did I get it? Yes. He's going to be having a conversation with us as well, all right? So make sure that you guys come on over, join the party, join the fun. We'll learn together. Listen, I'm kind of thirsty, all right? I just need to have a sip of my coconut water. Thank you. Am I allowed to do this? Listen, we're family, all right? I can have a sip, you can have a sip. We sip together. Water is good, okay? Lovely. You don't want me passing out in front. It's not going to be cute at all, okay? So that's how we do it here with F.A.M.E Weekly Talk, happening every week, guys, right here on this Instagram page. Make sure that you guys tell a friend, tell another friend, spread the word, all right? Sending love and light again to you. By the way, Mishka Maktia, that is my name. You see, I totally forgot my name. It is not all about me, all right? It's about us as a family bringing, of course, the people to you, the information to you that you need, all right? So how was your week? Did you plant some seeds? One, at least one? Feel proud about yourself, all right? And if you didn't, it's okay. We try again next slide, all right? First slide, we'll try again. So make sure that you guys, like I said before, tell a friend, all right? Come on over, F.A.M.E Weekly Talk. Follow us on Instagram, all right? You know how this works. Want to say hey to Kian over there at My Collections Barbados. Listen, oh my goodness. Hey to the crew over there at Barbados Connect, all right? Yeah, much love to you. We'll talk about that later. But back to the theme. This week's theme, soulful, okay? So let's have a conversation with Reggie. We are going to chat with the man. Listen, usually when I go to Reggie's, right, I just get my rice and my vegetables, and I'm okay with it, right? This screen, and I am fine. I'm absolutely fine with just having vegetables and everything, because if you didn't know, I'm on a vegan diet, okay? Yes, so I really can't get the meat, right? But even the rice is so well seasoned. I am like, oh goodness, yeah? I don't want to imagine it, right? But I know you guys absolutely love it, all right? So come on, let's have a conversation. Let's chat with Reggie, talk to him. Am I allowed to call him Yadi? Yeah, I have to ask him about that. But yeah, Reggie, my boy. Yes, we're going to be chatting with him. And then we move on over to art. Oh, beautiful. Listen, I made my way to the studio today, all right? Yeah, Earthworks, Barbados. I walked up that hill. I'm like, I'm going to get this. So we have a giveaway tonight, all right? Thank you so much to Something Samarah. Miss Samarah, yes, she is going to be sharing her story with us, all right? So if you want a chance to win something, you know, from Something Samarah, you got to stick around for that, all right? Designed for life, mindfully made in Barbados. And she also has international shipping. This is great. Wonderful. And then we move on over to music because you guys know that's how it works, all right? We're going to have a conversation. Listen, she shared her story with us and we are so excited to find out progress, you know. How have you been? Share it with us. And of course, sing us a song. We're begging, please, with a voice like that. We need a song from you tonight, all right? Rachel Griffith, she's going to be passing through as well. And then we head on over to the hills. We are going, listen, a director to now owning Cocoa Hill Farm. I want to know how this transition happened. I'm curious to know. I haven't been there yet, but listen, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, the pictures, oh yes, I'm so there. Need to make sure that, you know, get my walking shoes ready. We're ready to do this, right? We're heading to the farm. We are. Okay, yes. So Mr. Mahmood Patel, right? He's going to be talking to us as well with his story. Yeah. So listen, like I said, food, arts, music, environment. Today, we are bringing to you soulful, all right? That is today's theme. I hope you can feel the soulful vibration, all right? Coming to you. Okay, so it's time to get this interview started. We are switching. Instead of doing food first, we're gonna do Samarah first. You see, we love to accommodate our guests, you know, in whichever way possible. So, lovely Samarah, she's gonna be joining us. Yeah, she's gonna be talking to us about her story, but a contribution, you know. Let's have that conversation. Hey, to Miss Jessica Bensley as well. Listen, if you guys haven't checked out that class, you need to go online and sign up for it. I promise you leave there feeling a whole different, this is a brand new person, all right? Not brand new as in, you know, all your old stuff is just going to be gone, but brand new as in revived, right? Trust me, you need to go to that class. Sipping again on some coconut water. Thank you, Paul, for this. For real, it's so good. So this is the F.A.M.E Weekly Talk. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time, welcome. I hope to see you again. And, you know, you learn something because I am so open to learning. I'm learning every day as we go. Can somebody turn my top kind of twist? Yeah, okay, a little better now. There we go. So this week's theme, let me say it again, soulful. Let's have a conversation. Let us have a chat. You know, what does soulful mean to you? I was just reading in this book earlier, have this conversation about the Greeks, and they equate souls to different deities, and you know, and I was like, wow, interesting, right? I need to finish up on that chapter. Let you know how that goes for sure. But that book, amazing. It's like a feminine encyclopedia. But anyway, reel it all back again, Mishka. This is the F.A.M.E Weekly Talk. How you guys are doing, man? Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're loving the vibe. Let me know. You know, and of course, if anything we can do to kind of make your lives better, of course, let us know as well. I want to say hey as well to our past guests. You know, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for sharing with us. Oh, yes. Happy Monday, by the way. So we're waiting. Samarah. We're going to do Samarah first, yeah? We're going to have a conversation with her, telling us about her story, about her journey as well. And the bag is on the table with the prize is in that white bag. Yeah, we're doing a little switch right now. We're just switching them just a little bit, right? Is that it? I don't think so. I don't think that is it either. Where is it? It's like, no, that is not it either. We have a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway. And we're doing art instead of food first. And usually we take a break and then I'll just go and get it, come back. But today we're doing a switch. We're doing art first. So where is it? Is this like a hide and go seek kind of thing now? Would it be very unprofessional if I moved from this chair right now and just let the audience just have a stare into the lovely background? That painting is by Avar. Yes, how lovely is that? Yep, you guys know how this works, all right? Just expect any and everything here. All the good stuff. Sending love and light your way at the F.A.M.E Weekly Talk. Did you get it? Maybe, let's see. Is it in that bag? It's nothing. Is there something in that bag? Aha! Margaret found it. Yes, she did! Ta-da! Oh, what's in this? Listen, you have to stick around to find that out, all right? Yes, we have some lovely earrings here. You know the heart-shaped ones? Yeah. I don't get to open it to see the color because it is really, that's your special moment. You get to enjoy that actual surprise, and then you can post the pics on your page and tag us as well. Let us know what was in it, okay? I don't want to just like show everyone your gift, right? But come on, we do good stuff here at F.A.M.E Weekly Talk. We got you, man. So this is so full indeed it is. And we're gonna have a conversation with Samarah. Design. Yes, indeed. Let's have a conversation.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect.
Nice.
Easy.
Welcome to F.A.M.E Weekly Talk.
Thank you. I'm glad we finally got to make this happen after like 2 attempts.
The third time is always the charm. That's what they say, and I'm a firm believer in it now, okay? You proved it. We've proved it.
Exactly.
Yes, you're looking very lovely tonight, I must say.
I am actually like boiling. It is so hot. It was ridiculous. Oh, and it did not help that I had soup for dinner. So I feel like I'm like, I know. It's fine.
You were just going to sweat profusely for a while.
Exactly. It'll give me a glow.
Yeah, exactly. You have a glow from within, and we'll just love it some more, and that's just a part of it, okay? Yes, there you go. Okay, so I have a little something here. I made my way to your studio today.
I know. I saw.
And I did. I was like, okay, this is nice and tucked over here. So tell us, Samarah, everything you do, how you started, I want to know.
Okay, so I started, and I'm really bad on timeline. So I moved back. I had gone to school in London, and I'd wanted to stay, and then, things never worked out that way. So I ended up moving back here, and I ended up getting a job in retail for a boutique that was just opening up in Lime Grove, and ended up working for about 2 years there. But while, I have a background in ceramic design. I went to art school. And when I came back, I was like, okay, well, I'm doing like the retail side of things just didn't, I didn't get to express my creative side. And I was I have to say, I was a bit down, and I was like, okay, I need to just find something that I want to do. So I started I made myself a little clutch, and I was just messing around with some material. And my mom had this lady, Lalita, who's been working with her for years, and was working with, and I just had her make up one of the clutches so I could use it. And
still here. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, our internet connection just went. Perfect. So we ended up, she ran up a clutch for me, and the lady that I worked for really, really liked it. And she's like, oh, well, can you make me some? And for the store. So I was like, you know what, why not? And it just kind of started from there. And it was just kind of, my collection just sort of started building from, what started off as, a little burlap jute clutch to now a full line of accessories, working with different materials. I finally was able to bring my ceramic design background into making jewelry, which I never thought I would do, but producing ceramics here is not cheap. Firing a kiln is not inexpensive. So I needed something small that I could work on, and jewelry was it. And I've now I kind of like when people sort of look at my stuff and they're like, oh, what is it made of? And I'm like, oh, it's clay. And they're like, oh, wow. And I think I get more satisfaction out of people trying to guess what the material is. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's kind of putting value, taking something that people see as their dishes, or you know, whatever a plant pot is made out of, or the toilet that you sit on. It's all clay. It's all porcelain, you know, red clay, some form of it. And I love the fact that I'm now putting a different, like, I'm getting people to sort of think about the value system behind it. That not everything has to be gold or silver or gold plated or crystals, or, you know what I mean? There are other mediums.
And oh my goodness, and you are definitely bringing it to us. I mean, I was one of those people when I first started the market. I was like, oh my God, what is this? Remember?
I know. And
I
people
was
just love to touch it. Like there's something very, you know, like even me, like right now I'm playing with like a necklace, and it's just, there's something very tactile about it.
and you know what's funny? I didn't purchase one that day, but I swear to you, I told everyone, I was like, oh my God, I saw this thing at the market. And I think I dreamt about it actually. I did. The heart shaped one. I was like, this is amazing. And when you said it was clay, I stood there absolutely speechless. You know,
Yeah,
because
and
again,
I guess
clay.
people kind of think I'm crazy as well, because I mean, all the beads are hand rolled, and they're like, what? You sit down, and they're like, oh, so where do you get them from? I was like, well, no, it all starts from a lump of clay, and we hand roll all the beads, and then they're fired, and then they're strung, and it's a process. It's not like, so when people are like, oh, it's $200 for a necklace, it's like, why? And I'm like, well, the amount of labor that has gone into it, first off, it's, you know, I haven't brought in a bunch of beads and just strung them. Yeah,
It is. So you definitely have a passion for this.
I do. And you know what? I find it it's very meditative to kind of just sit down and roll beads, and, you know, and I have one lady who's now helping me with it, and she loves it. She sits down and she's just, you know, Pauline sits down and she's like, oh, I love rolling these beads. It's, you know, so it's because it's kind of like, you know, moving meditation of sorts. It's, you kind of just get lost in it, and you just end up, you know, you could watch TV and do it. You can just sit and, you know, daydream and do it, and it's soothing. I mean, my hands after a while have just gotten a bit like knuckly and swollen from doing it, but I do enjoy it.
Oh my goodness. You know, you can sit there, just like you say, just meditate while working.
Exactly.
Again, amazing when you get to actually do what you love, right? Bless
Exactly.
you. So tell us about the process. Could you just explain the process of it's, you know, you have to, it starts from a lump of clay, and then what happens? So it goes from a lump of clay, you sit there, you roll.
So we start with a lump of clay. I roll all the beads. They end up just, you know, as I roll them, they go in a big bowl. And they just have to dry out for a couple of days. And then because they're so small, I don't do two firings. So we
Okay,
end up putting, oh,
wait, hold on a second. Paul, I need a minute. I don't need any water. I'm recording something. Paul has jellies for me. Okay then, you see when he's I can't get up right now, so just put them on the table. Well, Paul, I'm kind of in the middle of life right now, and I really can't move. So just put them on the table. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much. See? Thank you. Love and light. That's breakfast tomorrow, Samarah. I love me some jelly. Okay? And because of my breakfast jelly, this is great, man. All happens on F.A.M.E and
oh,
only F.A.M.E. Yeah, so you were saying it goes all into a big bowl. That's the last
yeah.
time of you.
Yeah, so it all goes into a big bowl, and we just dry it all out. And then when I have enough for kiln firing, which is, a kiln is basically a really, 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 really hot oven that goes up to about 1200 degrees, and chuck everything in there neatly, of course. And it takes about 8 hours to fire. So so it's like the first 4 hours, you're kind of, you know, incrementally turning it up, and then the last 4 hours it just kind of goes on, you know, high for the next 4 hours, and it takes about 12 hours to cool down, and then I'm finally able to open the kiln and take everything out, and then and then the making begins of like assembling everything, and and stringing necklaces or making earrings, or, you know, so it's kind of, now you have all of your jewelry components that you can kind of start, you know, putting stuff together. So it's a process.
Definitely is.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you just a side note question. So while you're doing all of this, the process of stringing the necklace, are you like listening to music? What is your train of thought?
Podcasts constantly. I listen to a load of podcasts. When we're in the studio, on some days we listen to brass tacks because, I mean, who doesn't? And and then, but I do like talk radio. I there's something really soothing, and I don't know if it's because, you know, even at my grandparents' house, we always had a radio on. Even at home, even when I went, like my kiln is at my parents' house, so when I'm firing there, they're like, you know, there's always background. I think they wake up on the morning and turn on the radio. I actually don't think they ever turn it off. They just turn it up and turn it down. Yeah. So I've always enjoyed having just something, just some background chatter.
Okay. I was just curious to know. Oh, wow. Okay, so talk radio while she's there, stringing these lovely necklaces together for us. All right. Wow, the process. Okay, and then that happens, and so I realize they're different colors.
Yes.
I see. So how does the coloring process work?
So basically, they're different oxides that color clay. So I use porcelain. I do use local clay, but local clay tends to be one variations of one color. So it's that sort of earthy terracotta kind of I don't even know if you can see, like it's almost like that one right here. It's like a very earthy terracotta kind of color. And I don't glaze my stuff because I want you to be able to, I like the matte of it, and two, I do enjoy, like, if you can put essential oils on it, you can spray your perfume on it and it absorbs your scent, basically. So by glazing it, you kind of take away the ability to do that. So I started with bringing in like porcelain, which is it's a white clay body that you find actually in the south of England, in Bath, or in China. So it is imported, but you can't get it here. I mean, I've heard that you can get strands of sort of white clay here in Barbados, but it's not easy to find.
So I understand why you would have to import it, you know.
Yeah.
So the local clay that you get here in Barbados, the process for that, is it a difficult process if anyone wants to?
No, so there are a couple of potters here who use local clay. So F.A.M.E from Hamilton's Pottery, he processes his own clay. So I just go up and I buy a bag from him, because he's working on a production scale that, you know, he has bags and bags of it at a time. So I'm like, okay, can I just buy, you know, a couple of bags off of you? And he's like, sure, go ahead. And then also Mr. Bell at Red Clay Pottery, and he's the same. So between the two of them, they both use local clay.
Oh, wow, nice. So you do have a supply here.
Oh, yeah. And I think they supply most of the, like, especially Red Clay, they supply most of the potters. Well, most of the kind of studio potters here that don't have the ability to process their own stuff.
Okay, nice. So thank you guys for looking out, for sure. Much appreciated, for sure. So the accessories that you do, tell us about them. What can we find?
Pardon?
The accessories that you provide, you know, the
so we do the line of bags have continued, because that was where I started, and that was the core of my product. And then so we started with those and then moved into, so this year, I mean, the beaded necklaces with the hearts on them were there for a while, and then we've started now mixing a lot of, you know, like more jewelry components into it as well. So we have like gold hoops that I wrap our little porcelain beads on them. So basically anything jewelry wise has to have something that's made of clay, because that's my sort of signature that's in it. So it could be, you know, we've been making some and I wish I had them here to show you, but some really cool like chain necklaces where we've literally made chain out of ceramic. we actually have some really lovely beaded clutches coming out that are made all from the hand roll beads. And it's just a different experience. I kind of want people to sort of, I don't know, like when they pick up something, it just feels nice. There's a good energy behind it. It feels like if it's, I don't know, it has substance to it.
Yes, definitely made with love, of course.
Exactly.
With passion. So yeah, I think we feel it when we touch your pieces, transcending all that good vibes, and we do appreciate it. That.
Yeah, and I think I know, and I think it needs, as much as, I mean, I love online business and whatnot, there's just something so nice about watching people kind of experience your product, and you can't sort of take that away from it.
Never. That's what I absolutely love. That's why I say all the time, when you get to meet people that make your stuff, you get to hear the story.
It's such a different experience.
Of course, and then you don't complain about paying that money because it's almost like, oh God, I give you more because the story behind it.
But it's fine. Like, I mean, I do understand. I mean, there is, like, I mean, sometimes I even laugh because there's like, sometimes I can't even afford my own product, if you get what I mean. Like, if I had to pay, full on, like, there's only so much of it I would be able to purchase myself. So I get it. Like, and that doesn't stop you from appreciating something, even if, I'm fine when people are like, I love it. It's even if it's something that I have to, save up for, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And I have no problem with people even just coming and looking. It's, because it's part of it. I mean, you can appreciate it.
Definitely. Wow. See, so go ahead. So where are we heading to appreciate all this good kind of stuff?
So I have in my studio, which you came to today, but we're closed on Mondays, but you just ran in to pick up some stuff. It's up at Earthworks Pottery. So we are there right through until Christmas. And then I am at all the markets. So I'm at Brighton Farmers Market, which is in St. George, and that's an early market that starts at like 6 in the morning and goes until about 10:30. And that's every Saturday. And then Holder's Farmers Market, which starts it starts about 9, I would say. We're all set up, and it goes till about 1 o'clock. And that happens to be a bit later. So, and one is kind of in the middle of the island, and then Holder's is on the west. So you kind of have, 2 little locations. And then I'm in the studio Tuesday to Friday.
Okay, then. Yeah, I know that's a question I usually wait until the end of the interview to ask.
Yeah.
I want to ask you where we can find you. I just don't want to forget it.
And then, of course, it's Christmas coming up, and I'm sure all the Christmas shows, we're all waiting for them to be like fully confirmed, but we will be there.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so the products you do outside of all the jewelry, what keeps you inspired to do more?
I think I kind of go through like waves of what I feel. And I guess my brand has been named something Samarah because it's given me, I kept it quite vague because it's given me the opportunity to just kind of, everything that I make, I like. There's nothing that I produce that I wouldn't want to wear or have for myself. So I create for myself. I'm my own muse of sorts. So, and that's fine. So like this year, it seems like I've been leaning, like especially around COVID and having stuff that you can make at home, I've ended up leaning more towards jewelry because I was able to do it at home while everything was locked down, and I was able to experiment. Exactly. So my brand has become, exactly. So I've become more jewelry heavy this year, but I still have these like amazing bags that are made out of rope that I have a seamstress of mine, Maureen, who's been working with me for the past like 3 years. She makes for me, and they're, I mean, that is a work of art in themselves, and it could sometimes take her, a whole day to make one of them. But yeah, so there's that side of stuff as well, and all the straps are made locally. I mean, for me, especially coming from a background I come from a very artistic background. My dad is a sound engineer and a musician. My mom is an artist, and she runs a couple of art galleries here. So I've always grown up with and they're very nationalistic, and they've always supported local, and they've always believed in it. And my mum has championed local artisans and craftsmen for a really, really long time. So I've learned how to, we've grown up with a respect for people and their craft and what they do. And it's always like, look here first before you look outside. And so, that's kind of always stuck with me. And from the time we were little, we were collecting, I mean, we used to save up and buy, a painting and, something that what now we would think is, oh, that's not expensive. But when we were younger, we had such an appreciation for craft and local craft that, so it's kind of fed into everything that I do. So if it can't be made here, I don't want it. I kind of believe that every sort of artist and designer needs to have a manifesto of sorts and like creative boundaries. And that's one of mine. If it cannot be made here, it's not for me. And I don't make it. And that's great.
And this is with your products the materials to make you, or this is with everything?
This is with products. This is even with, the stuff that I have in my house. Like if it's not, I'm sure originally a lot of it was brought in, but I've salvaged quite a bit of it from, auctions or, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a personal sort of manifesto that I have. And and I think there are quite a few people who are now in that line, but, it's always been very important.
Oh, right. Now we know a little something else about something.
Yeah.
Now we know.
I know the entire, like everything is like pretty much found in here, or like, secondhand, and, it's just kind of appreciation for what's here. And it's because I honestly believe that if I had every material under the sun at my fingertips, I would go crazy. I think it would shut down my creativity because I'd be so overwhelmed that I'm like, oh no, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So I like kind of creating these little boxes to sort of work in, and that's mine, which is, just try and find stuff here, try and have it made here. If it can't, then it's beautiful, but it's just not going to be part of my line.
Wow. So now we know everything right here in Barbados. See?
Exactly.
Buying 100% local. Amazing. I want to know about, so everything you just said about the bags, the ropes, the handles, what is the inspiration? You just pretty much said it, but.
Again, a lot of it, my inspiration again comes from sort of creative boundaries. Like when I find material that I like, I'm a bit of a magpie, and I pick it up and I'm like, okay, well, I'm drawn to this. Don't know why, sometimes materials will sit in the studio for about 2-3 years, and I would not have used them. And then all of a sudden you find the right thing for them, or, and I kind of like lay everything out. I'm like, okay, so what can we make with this? And, I find that process of having stuff that you already have sitting there and just kind of playing with it, a lot of, even down to like one of my best sellers, which were a pair of like little gold hoops that have like little beads wrapped around it. Yeah. It was just kind of playing with materials that are just there. And you're like, oh, this would be fun to make, because, the hoops that I ordered were the wrong size. And I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do with them? I don't want to waste them. So, I need to find something to do with them. And, and just started playing around. And I think that it is that idea of just, I truly believe and I know some people are good at designing on paper, but I truly believe that, at least for myself, I cannot design without actually touching. Like there has to be, like, I don't see things two-dimensionally. I need to actually have stuff in my hand to start that creative process. It's very strange.
It's not strange at all. It's just how you get things done. Because I was just about to ask, like, what's the process? You sit with a pen, paper.
Oh no, never. And I cannot draw to save my life. And that, like, I see everything in sort of three-dimensional form. Like I don't, like I'm terrible at plans, I'm terrible at maps. Like 2D to me is just, it doesn't make sense at all. But I mean, I have my basic drawing skills that I can get an idea across. But I even find painting easier than drawing, because with like paint and a paintbrush, you can kind of start layering stuff and sculpting, images out, and it makes sense. But just the idea of like having to line draw, I mean, I'm in awe of people that can do it. It is just not me at all. My brain doesn't work that way.
No one should have mentioned that, right? You need to see.
No.
Oh,
That's why clay, it's like, oh, I can make stuff and I can get it, so and it just kind of gets your brain working, and you just need to have stuff in front of you, especially when you're stuck. It's just go and play with stuff in the studio, and then something comes out of it.
Wonderful. That's how it usually works, right? Just like that.
Yeah.
So making a necklace can take you, how long can it take, like, altogether?
It takes me about 30 to 40 minutes to roll the beads, but that's like rolling like constantly. And you cannot do that for 8 hours a day. That's just impossible. So there's a limit to how many you can actually make, because you're just going to be tired. You can't work at that pace. And then it's firing the kiln for 8 hours, and then it's cooling down. And then the stringing of everything takes about an hour to string. So I'm blessed, I have two really good friends of mine who have backgrounds in jewelry, and, they have kids, and I just give them my beads and a bunch of string, and they string everything together for me, at night, or, on their own kind of, on their own time. And that's been amazing. So yeah, there's just, it's a process. I mean, I can't do all of it myself. I would like to, but I would never be able to move on from, doing the same thing. So, yeah.
Yes. Sorry, look at that. Everybody's working together, right, with common good.
Yeah, and they love it, and it's, and it's good because it spreads it out a bit, and it's, and then also like working for yourself can be very, like, it's very insular, and it's also, so it's nice to have people that you can talk to and bounce ideas off of, and because they're in your kind of circle, they understand the creative process, and you can sit down and work ideas out and kind of throw things, and sometimes Rachel will come and say, oh my God, Sam, have you ever thought of doing this? And I'm like, oh, that's amazing, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? And you kind of just need it.
And you have found that?
Pardon?
And you found it?
I found it. I have.
See? Look at that. I want to know before you go as well, the challenges, is there anything you like to see change for entrepreneurs in this field?
Girl, listen, don't get me started. I mean,
one thing you have like some hope for that it can actually happen, just
I mean, I understand that I have my privilege of having access to, certain, working in a store in Lime Grove. It exposed me to a set of clientele that not everybody is able to have. It's, even just being able to get online. I mean, that is a challenge in itself. I'm lucky that I have a fantastic partner who is, he's well versed in everything tech, that, when I have any issues, he's like, oh, I can just do this. I can help you. Let me show you how to do this. And not everybody does, even down to like setting up, payments and websites and all the e-commerce, which I'm absolute crap at. And I'm lucky that I have somebody that's able to, help me. But I just think a lot of people don't. And that's a huge, huge, huge barrier. And I think we are so behind. I mean, we have so many creative people here that, I mean, I see new brands all the time, and I'm like, where have you been? You know what I mean? But it's exposure. There's like, it's hard. It really is. And I just see there's so much potential, tons of potential for people just to get their work out there. And like e-commerce is the one thing that is really, really dragging us down. And it's difficult. I mean, it's, even just to get a regular sort of payment platform that doesn't cost the earth, it's like there's so many bottlenecks for, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a proper solution anytime soon.
Fingers crossed. So are we just
Fingers crossed.
Are we just gonna get some entrepreneurs together and just take up this fight and just,
I think they are, but there's, I mean, it's a very, from what I've been told, it's not necessarily our banks. It's a fact that it's Canadian banks and Barbados and all of our rules and regulations and that have been imposed. And there's so many, stopgaps. It's, for now.
So, okay, for now.
For now, fingers crossed. But I would love, if there's one thing I would love to see, I would love to see that side of stuff open up, because, especially now, it's during COVID, we're not having, tourists are not flocking to the island, but they still want your product. So it's just harder to do everything here, it feels like.
Well, you know what? I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Now we know. Our fingers are crossed. So again, social media. Where can we
social
find
media? Instagram at something Samarah. Facebook as well, under the same label, something Samarah. My website, which needs updating, I'm just popping more stuff on there. So, and that is somethingsamarah.com. And that is it. I'm pretty consistent on Instagram, and I will have everything on my website by the end of this month. I'm still working on like new bits and pieces that need to be photographed and priced up and put on there and organized, and so it's all in preparation.
Okay, listen, not to prolong this, right? But I remember running into you at the farmers market. You said to me, "You're keeping so busy, you're doing so many things." I mean, do you want to share with us before you go, just how does that happen? Just so everyone just get on board and be in that high spirit and just keep the vibration at a good level.
We just work, like, honestly, I'm not, as I've said to you already, I'm not always like little Miss Positivity. We all have our ups and we all have our downs, but but it's life. That's just what it is. It's like, you have to have them both. Everything is in, everything needs to be in balance. But at the same point in time, we just don't, like, I mean, I don't stop. And I know that's a really, really bad habit of mine. But even up till yesterday, I was in the studio working. I didn't go to the market. I just wanted to knock out some work in the studio. And my dad was like, you work too hard. You really need to just go to the beach on a Sunday. And I'm like, but when you kind of, I want to see my finished product. I want to see it. And I mean, I'm a workaholic in the best sense of the word, because I just, my brand is my life. Like there's no separation. I mean, I know even like friends of mine who have said, "Oh, well, why do you have a personal Instagram and a one for your business?" I'm like, but it doesn't make any sense, because my life is both of them. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. So there's no separation. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's just how, it's what I talk about. It's what, me and my friends speak about. It's how do we build our businesses and our brands, and do you like this product, or, so it's an everyday part of my life. Even, my own dog has become like a mascot in the studio. I mean, it's, it's very integrated.
Wow. And that works for you, and that keeps you happy, and that keeps you going. So that's
exactly. So it's just, it's life. It's just, it's my day to day. There's no separation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Own it. No, there's no separation.
I know, I'm owning it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And yeah,
Thank you for sharing that.
It's part of me. No worries.
Thank you for sharing that, especially. Again, listen, we have a giveaway. So how this is gonna work, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to open it because it is not mine. You are right. It doesn't belong to me. Okay. So I
can't even remember what color I ended up giving you. I was deliberating over two, and I cannot remember which one I put in there.
So the thing is, right, the winner, I'm urging the winner to share it in a photo with us, tag something Samarah, and also tag F.A.M.E Festival _ Barbados, and let us see what it is, because I don't want to, I want you to be absolutely surprised. I want to be surprised with you. I don't want to ruin it for the winner, all right? So how are you going to win this? Quite easy and simple. All you have to do is, when we upload this video to the F.A.M.E page, you're going to tag 3 friends and share it, right? So it works, right? Tag and share, tag and share, tag and share. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. 3 friends. Yay. And we're going to do this. And you have to also tag something Samarah as well, all right? Tag and share. And let me know. I know there are areas I can see them. I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
look at that. So make your way to Earthworks. We can also order online, all right, from your page as well.
You can order online, but just beware that all the prices are, and this is another issue, all of our prices are in US dollars, because that's the only way that e-commerce can work here for now. But you are happy to kind of say, hey, do you have these in stock? Can you put those aside for me? And that's fine. And I will do that. So you can just send me an email with your order for anything that you've seen online, and then you can pay when you pick up, or on delivery, or at the market, or there are various collection options. Everything from delivery with hopscotch to so hopscotch we've been on board with them for the past couple of months, so they deliver our stuff for us. Or you can come and collect at the market, and you can say which market you're coming to collect at. So there are many options.
Okay.
And then we ship.
And we do international
ship worldwide.
Well.
Yep.
Do I need to get my order in like a week in advance? Like how much time do I have to give you?
So if you want a personalized necklace, or if we're out of stock, it will take, I try to fire a kiln every single week, so that will go in. So it will take about we don't have the stuff in stock, it's a week to 10 days. But when I make something, I tend to make I have enough to make quite a few of them. So, and I know, so coming up to Christmas, we're just in production, like every week a full kiln is going on, and we're just making. It's when it was over the summer that things slowed down, because, you have to have enough work to get stuff sort of moving. So yeah.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by.
No problem. No, and thank you so much, Mishka. And I'll see you at the market on Sunday.
Yes, you will. All the best.
Bye.
Alrighty. Oh my goodness. Look at that. We just had a nice conversation. We had a nice chat, man. If it's not made in Barbados, I don't want it. Okay? That is her stand. She's sticking with it, okay? Yes, Samarah. Listen, something Samarah, we have a giveaway as well. She just shared her story with us. Make sure that you guys head on over to the shop, all right? The shop. Make sure that you head on over to the shop and check it out, man. It's over there at Earthworks. Something Samarah. We're gonna do giveaways. We're gonna be giving away a pair of earrings. I can't tell you what it looks like, but I know it's made with lots of love. Okay, so make sure that you guys tag 3 friends. You gotta share this video. You're gonna also tag something Samarah as well. Tag F.A.M.E as well. That's how it works, and you have a chance to win. All right, so. Yeah, look at that, man. Samarah, again, thank you guys so much. You know how this works, okay? We're going to save this video. I'm going to have a sip of my coconut water. And then we're going to come back. We're going to have a conversation. We're moving on directly to music, all right? Reggie, no, not the food, man. Music, okay? She's going to share a story with us as well. Amazing voice, and have a conversation, all right, with Miss Rachel Griffith. When we come back after this, oh, yeah.